Hi everyone. So it is 10:30 in the east. What is that? 9, 8, 7:30 in the west, which means Jeremy has not. He's probably still asleep. So I thought we would do another Instagram live because I've heard from so many of you who have appreciated them because it's kind of created a community of conversation where I know that folks have said to me, I enjoy going there and hearing other people's stories. It makes me feel not alone. I enjoy sharing my story, and there's concern, right? I think we would be dishonest with ourselves and other people if we didn't say there was a little concern. Some people are more concerned than others, but I have this platform, and so many of you are willing to engage with it, and so I wanted to do another one, and I'm planning to do one tonight as well at 9 p.m. But I thought, hey, why not? I got the time, and let me show you Paddington. He's sleeping. Let's see. Oh, not a bad view outside too, right? Okay, so let me get fired up here, and I will start bringing people in.
Hey
Raul,
David, how are you,
how are
brother?
you?
Good, good.
So tell everybody where you are in the world.
I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Oh,
Okay.
Puerto Rico.
Tell everybody your name.
My name is Raul Colon.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I am a web developer.
A web developer. Okay. So tell me about your new normal.
My new normal, well, we started doing self-quarantine similar to you days earlier, maybe on Wednesday. And then, finally when they put the shutdown, as a web developer, I'm usually working inside anyway. But I do appreciate getting out. I've gone out for groceries and stuff like that. Yesterday, I went to the Costco in Carolina, and it was super packed. So I took the opportunity to support some of the other local businesses to get stuff. Same different to other situations. There's enough. The supply chain is working, so that shouldn't be a concern.
What about tourists? I saw one tweet that I shared this morning from a lady who were like, tourists, you guys are not following the rules. Get serious.
Like I can see Ashford Avenue right now, and my other half Lucy, she's just getting really annoyed because you see there's like they don't care. They're just going back and forth and just walking around. I just posted a tweet, and I was obviously being funny because if not, I'd be violating. I have a loudspeaker that I bought from some of the efforts we were doing down in the earthquakes, and I was thinking it's like maybe I should do like Cardi B and scream coronavirus at them. I don't know, maybe get their attention. Trying to bring some humor to the situation, but yesterday I saw that people were saying that they were being stopped. When I went to the grocery store, there was a lot of heavy police presence when I got there. And then this morning, we have somebody who owns a parking space, which is kind of tricky with who can open or not, because they're a parking space for the bank employees and for many of the doctor's offices, right? So they're in a thin line. And it was weird because they didn't stop any of the other tourists and stuff like that that have, but they're not essential, they're not part of the essential services, but they did stop him and asked him where he was going, and they asked him to shut down the parking lot for now. So it's just crazy because you see people that are just going back and forth, right, and just I don't know, hanging out, and then other people that are actually probably more critical, they're being stopped. So it's a new normal. I'm trying to stay inside as much as I can. Obviously I have a dog, so I have to walk him around the block, but yeah, it's different.
I've asked everyone the question, are you afraid?
You know what? One thing I am not. I guess after Hurricane Maria and after dealing with so much uncertainty here from like last summer to, the recent earthquakes a few months ago, I think there is no better place to be than on the island because we're used to dealing with uncertainty this way, right? I have family members and friends up north in Connecticut, New York, and I see they're a little bit more worried than we are. Thankfully, we come together and we kind of solve problems and we get everything. So I'm not as afraid as many in other situations, and that is because of past experiences, right? And how we've maybe in Maria, I didn't. I was very afraid. I didn't know what was going to happen, if my business was going to keep on operating and stuff like that. But I think we've gotten very creative here, and we've learned from previous experiences, and I think that keeps me away from being afraid. Of course, you know, fear is not a bad thing, right? Because if you're fearful of catching something, you know, you're not going to build the courage to like, you know, fight the virus, right? But maybe, you know, a lot of people have more fears of economic hardship and stuff like that. I don't have that situation, because thankfully, you know, this is a situation the whole world is in. It's not just the island, right? Normally it's us looking at everybody else saying, you don't get it, right? But I want to be optimistic, and I want to think that they're eventually going to have to do something in place to, you know, to help everybody, because everybody's in the same situation.
Amen. Amen. Well said. And I'm seeing some people comment saying not afraid, but concerned, right? Not afraid.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like I said, you know, obviously there's a little bit of fear, and fears. You know, I have a military background. I've learned that fear is essential to keep yourself alive, right? I am. Sometimes I might be over paranoid, right? And then people say, oh, you're being too paranoid. No, you have to be careful. You have to be smart, you know, and you have to understand, and you have to embrace that fear. What you do with it is what's going to make the difference. So I don't know. So yeah, of course, everybody's concerned. There's a lot of uncertainty, but having gone through so much uncertainty and going over it, I think I have the courage to like go over it. And I think it's the same with many of my friends, business owners, and people that are even employees who are not getting paid. You know, we're just figuring out how. You know, you use that network to help out somebody who's not probably getting paid, you know, get them groceries and stuff like that. Same thing we did in January, where we're literally moving people and getting people what they needed. It's just applying it in a different way, right?
I hear you. Thanks for weighing in.
Thank you, David. All right, take care.
Good to talking to you. Good to talk to you. Bye-bye. So a lot of people are saying, or a couple of people have asked, shut down the airport. Are they going to do that? The Puerto Rico governor is asking the FAA for permission to shut down the airport. The island apparently doesn't have the ability to do that. It's up to the feds. So she's asked for that permission. So here we go. Next in line. Oh, this is my colleague. Fire it up, Brandon. Fire it up.
Can you see me?
B.
Hi.
I went to the queue and I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's my colleague.
How's it going?
It's going well. Tell everybody your name.
So my name is Brandon Lonertz. I have the pleasure of working with Mr. Begnaud at CBS News. I am a producer there. I handle a lot of our live tweeting in the morning. So I'm in my apartment, as you know, the CBS Broadcast Center. We're not working from there. We're working remotely. So I am in my apartment. I call it the Williamsburg Borough. So I was about to make some breakfast. Now that the show's over, it's time to get some food in me.
Now tell everybody where Williamsburg is if they don't know.
Sure. So Williamsburg is a city within Brooklyn, New York. So it's right by the water. There's a beautiful park nearby, and it's about 15-minute commute to the city. So I'll actually show you my little balcony real quick, because this is my favorite. This is my new happy place since I'm avoiding outdoors. So it's for everyone watching in Puerto Rico or wherever you are in the country. This is a look at my street. That's my little balcony. Right
pretty quiet down there, Brandon.
It is. It's actually been a lot more quiet since the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Normally, a lot of things going on, so it's definitely an interesting time.
So Brandon and I work quite closely in terms of, you know, he handles so much of our social content, and you guys know how important I think social media is to what we do. And Brandon and I actually met at a journalism conference in South Florida. He was working for a television station there,
right,
and then got the job at CBS, and he's been just a wonderful team member. You know, Brandon, we should tell people that the broadcast center in New York City is actually being, this is not closed because I think it was already disclosed. It's probably in some media right now, but they are essentially shutting down the broadcast center in New York City. The broadcast for CBS This Morning will be done elsewhere, and we are pretty much all working from home. It's been good for me. How has it been for you?
It's been interesting. You know, I'm adjusting to it. I'm a people person. I love going up to people's desks, just talking to them, see how they're doing. So it's definitely an adjustment. This is day 5 for me. Last Thursday was the first time. So what I've been doing is I'm trying to find my happy place. I'll show you my quick little setup. So actually first, so this is my apartment. I'll give you guys a little tour. Turn the lights on. Brooklyn life. So right here is typically where my dining room table is. Before, I would move it over to my couch area over here and kind of like tweet on the couch looking at the TV right here, live tweet the show. So when I say live tweet, that means, guys, I have a program where whatever is on TV, I am clipping it and putting it out on social media. And then 5 minutes after David's piece, I'll get a text, hey, B, can you send me my clip, please? I want to post it on social. So I've been experimenting different workstations within my home. And today I moved my table to my bedroom. Room's not huge, but I have it right by the balcony, so I have some natural sunlight, and it's really helps with productivity, the mood. You know, I have some fresh air. The birds are chirping. I saw the sunrise. So, you know, I'm adjusting. It is what it is. It's temporary is what I say. For how long, we don't know, but making the best of it. I'm blessed that I have a job that I can work remotely. I feel for all the restaurant workers, hospitality workers, airline workers, a lot of people who are being impacted and cannot work remotely. So regardless of the situation, I'm thankful that I still have a job.
So well said. I'm so glad you joined in, Brandon.
I'm so glad you accepted it. I'm like, let's see if you'll answer my request.
Oh, come on now. Of course, of course.
But
well, listen,
I'd love to do more of these.
I will. I'm hearing from a lot of people that they appreciate it. Like, we're all at home, we're all kind of pent up. So why don't we like just join in and have a conversation and sort of share our fears and concerns and insecurities and comforts and make each other just feel better, right? And
yeah,
so
absolutely. And tips and the community online and people sharing tips on how to, you know, work efficiently at home. Yeah. There's actually this struck me. I read something saying that you should get ready as if you're going to work, even though you're staying home, and keep your body in the same routine that you normally would. I can confirm I'm not getting dressed for work because I enjoy working in a t-shirt.
Me neither, brother.
Rolling out of bed at 6 a.m. I'm not getting ready, but you know, making the best of it. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
We are making the best of it. And you know, it occurred to me, Brandon, before I thank you and say goodbye, it occurred to me that I've always referred to journalism as a public service, because it's the type of journalism that I love. You know, we have colleagues who do investigative journalism and consumer journalism. To me, just the overall public service journalism, which I guess every bit of journalism is so important, because right now, as I look out my window, there's a police officer who I guess has pulled someone over. You know, I think of the first responders, and we are not first responders, but journalism is very important right now because people need vital information. And I've always said, I think we take journalism for granted because we don't live in a country where you could lose it tomorrow. Other people live in a country where there is no First Amendment right to just, you know, spout off about whatever you want and how you feel. So I just hope that everyone has an appreciation for my colleagues and just the entity that is journalism, because it's still working. And even though our broadcast center is closed, we are still working from home, and we will continue to. Just like the police are going to police the streets, the nurses and doctors are going to go to work. The news is not going to stop. The news will not stop.
The news never stops, what I say. You know, I will work and do whatever it takes. And I feel like social media right now is a very important time for people to get their information. Not everyone has cable or access to a TV. So it's my duty to help get the information on TV and digest it on social media for a way for people to understand it and be informed. So
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, David. We'll chat soon.
Talk to you soon.
Did you get your Slack? Yeah.
Oh, I ended it. I did get the Slack. He's probably still on. I got the Slack, Brandon. We're good. And I posted. So what happens is I will ask Brandon, hey, can you share the story with me from this morning? And then I'll post it on my social media accounts. So that's literally the last thing I did. I posted it on Instagram and Facebook. Brandon had already put it on Twitter. And so did that and then got on with this. Okay, next in line. Next in line.
Hey!
Hello!
We talked yesterday.
Whoa, you back?
Yes.
You got anything else to add?
Well, I'm just waiting here for the teachers to come.
Oh, you're the lady who gets the food delivered.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, so for you guys who are just joining, you live, if memory serves me correct, in New Jersey?
No, I live in Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, Boston, Massachusetts. Okay.
Yeah.
And they come every day at around noon to deliver food?
Yes. They
Okay.
come and they bring us to us, and we go and get it outside.
Right, right, right. You know, listen, for everybody watching, there are a lot of kids in America who the two meals they eat at school are some
Yes.
of the only meals that they get. And so for these teachers to be doing, let me ask you something, love. If these teachers were not bringing food, would you have a hard time feeding your kids?
Yes, because they usually eat breakfast and lunch at school and dinner at home. So it's a little bit much easier, not only for me, for other people that live here, that are my friends. And it's very hard, especially single women that they can't go to work because they don't have babysitters and stuff like that. So yes, it's a little bit hard. And I don't get food stamps because I work. My husband's gets Social Security, and the only check comes at my house is mine.
Mm.
And
What type of work do you do?
I work for the van pool company. Is for special education kids. I'm
Yeah,
a monitor.
yeah.
I watch the kids and stuff like that, and it's a cool job.
And I remember you saying that your job will continue, right?
Yes, they said they sent us an email telling us that they're gonna keep continue giving us the money, and but they said something about the sick days.
Mm,
But I'm like, well, I'm not sick,
mm.
and I don't know how that's gonna work. We're still in touch, and I'm still calling them and asking them, like, what's gonna. I know I'm gonna receive a check because I worked before all of this happened.
Right.
So for this Friday, I supposed to get a check.
Okay. All right. Well, so the delivery of food is noon, right?
Yes, it's supposed to. I haven't seen nothing yet, but it's supposed to come today. And
Remind me remind me your name.
my name is Kayla Espinosa.
Kayla.
I'm from
It's
Puerto Rico. I came 12 years old.
you're from you're
Yep,
you've been here since you were 12 years old. 12
since
years
I
old.
was
Well,
12 years old.
I'm glad you shared your story and good to see you again.
Yes, it's glad to see you again.
Okay. Well, have a good day.
You too. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
God, it just makes me think of the other families who are, waiting on the same type of delivery. Okay, guys. So yeah, I'm trying to bring you in. I know a lot of you have said, please, please include me. So I'm trying. I'm trying. Junior, what's your question? I see you say you have a question. What is that question? I'm happy to answer a question as we go along and do this. I'm trying to bring in people who I don't think I have spoken to before. Hello, 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 hello. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. All right. Connecting. Connecting. Hello. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So let's see. How about you? I need a little assistant to sort of screen all this to get everybody in the queue ready to go. Waiting for somebody else. Paddington's still sleeping? Yes, he is. Sleeping by the window, my little buddy. All right, so I don't know if I'm having a problem with the Instagram app. I don't know what's going on now because it's saying, I mean, this is the third person I've tried, and it says waiting, waiting, waiting. Come on, Instagram. I've been washing my hands so much, you guys. They are so dry.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on.
How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
Adriana.
Adriana, where are you in the world?
I'm from Michigan, but my boyfriend is from Puerto Rico, and they are trying to get back home right now. And it's a little tough. A bunch of the boys work here in Michigan. And right now they're having a hard time because of the curfew, and then they're also scared because they don't know if they're going to be able to fly out on Friday. But I had a couple questions for you because as like Puerto Rican citizens, I was wondering if they qualified for the $1,000 that President Trump might be.
Excellent question. Yes, they will.
Okay.
I spoke to the Secretary of State yesterday, Elmer Roman, and I posted a clip of this yesterday, but some people may have not watched the entire clip.
Yeah.
He said that Puerto Rico will be eligible for the $1,000 check that the federal government is discussing, that they could be giving out within the next week. So yes, but on top of that, I asked him, what is the local government doing? And you understand the predicament they're in. It's a bankrupt island.
Yeah.
They're trying to come out of bankruptcy. All of their finances are managed by this fiscal control board. So they are having discussions right now because they realize that there are a lot of people on the island who cannot afford to be without work for weeks or months.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm glad that you said that, because when they come back, I was going to explain that to them.
Okay.
Because they really, a lot of them don't understand, and they're learning themselves, and so am I. But just because I don't want to take up too much of your time, I'm new to following you, and I just wanted to say that you are amazing. I have learned so much from you about the culture that he doesn't always share with me. We've only been dating for a little less than a year, but now that I've learned, he's like starting to be more active on teaching me. But I still keep up with you, and it kind of calms me down to know like that you're out there while he's down there. It's making me a little nervous, but following you has really calmed me down, and I really appreciate everything. And seriously, I see everyone always saying, God bless you. Seriously, God bless you. You really are amazing.
Well, thank you. And, you know, you and I are in the same boat. You love someone who's Puerto Rican. I love all the damn Puerto Ricans. And so, you know, like we're in the same boat in that, you know, you are obviously in a relationship with them. For me, there's an admiration. There is in a weird way, it's almost like I want to protect them. Does that sound funny? Does that sound funny? It's like I want to protect them.
No, yeah,
because,
I agree.
Because it feels like they're at such a disadvantage given the colonial aspect and the history of the island. And I certainly do not get involved in politics. That's other people's, you know, lane. It's not mine. But sometimes I feel like, and I've said it before, if I were to walk away and stop covering it, I don't know that there would be any coverage on the mainland. I really don't think there would be.
I couldn't agree with you more. I accidentally actually found you because I was on like the Puerto Rican travel tourist thing, and I found you, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I clicked on it, and I'm like, if it wasn't for you, so many people would never know about anything. And I know that a lot of Americans also follow you too that don't really know about the island and the culture there. So just
and that's what I appreciate as I travel the country. It is one of the most meaningful things to me is when people walk up and say, I knew nothing about Puerto Rico. And then they start listing off this and this and this and this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like a classroom. This is like a classroom where people are. I take it so seriously. So before we say goodbye, help me understand. Your boyfriend is on the island right now?
Yeah, we all work here, and we're from Northville, Michigan, and they're all back home. A bunch of the boys work here in Michigan, and they're all there visiting their families. And our boss asked them to come back in April because we work for a landscape company. And he just contacted everybody saying, please come back early. He bought all their tickets to come back early.
When are their tickets? When are their tickets?
It's for Friday.
All right.
But
so
I saw this morning that you posted something about
exactly. So the governor is asking the governor's asking the FAA to close the airports.
I know it's smart to do that, but at the same time, a lot of people work here, you know.
No, I hear you. But it's something you may want to consider getting out sooner. Because if they, and by the way, I've asked one of my colleagues, Chris Van Cleve, who is our transportation correspondent, to reach out to the FAA. There is no guarantee the FAA is going to do that. But if they do it, it could happen, and then the guys are stuck. So just, you know, I don't want to alarm anybody, but just let them know the governor made that request, and an answer could come any moment, today, tomorrow, a week, and as soon as I have it, I'll let you guys know.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so
Okay.
much for everything. You take care.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Likewise. Bye.
Oh, don't we like her? Okay, so next. Come on, Sweet Creations by Natasha. What did somebody say? Drink more water? Increase your water intake. Hello.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you? What's your name?
Good, and my name's Natasha. Welcome to Florida.
Well, thank you. Where are you in Florida?
In Miami.
In Miami. Okay, so tell me what you want us to know. Do you have any questions? Do you want to say something? What?
No, we're just in Florida. They just put the new schools are not coming back to April 15th. So all our single moms here are are trying to figure out how we're gonna struggle from going from 2 weeks out from work to 4 weeks out from work because there's no daycare or anything in that matter. So it's Florida's and we're driven by hospitality. I work in a food sales industry. So we're very affected down here, unfortunately. So it's crazy. Originally from Puerto Rico. So I'm grateful for all you did, all you done.
Thank you, love. Where on the island?
My family's still over there, Dorado and San Juan. I've been in Miami for 15 years. So
how many kids do you have?
I have two. That I become a stay-home homeschool parent that I never thought I was going to be.
Right.
Didn't think I was qualified for it, but I guess I am.
You do what
they
you,
told us,
you do what you
they
have to
told
do.
us on Friday they told us on Friday at 4:30 in the afternoon, so it wasn't enough time for the teachers to send out homework or any school preparations. So a lot of schools are stuck with the kids not having any homework for a month.
How old are the kids?
My son is 7, my daughter's 8.
So it's not like you have a book that's guiding you on what to do and teach them.
Nothing. Not an email, not a text message.
And there's no online classes?
No, they send out, I went on their website and they send out a memo on their website saying that we are able to pick up computers on Fridays, that we will get further notice. But my kids are so little, they don't have emails or any type of contact with their teachers. I know high school programs have emails, but when they're that little, we get nothing, nothing. So it's whatever books I bought them and how prepared I've been to be able to educate them.
Wow.
Because what do you do? They can't go 3 weeks without anything.
I'm thinking of all the people like you. Well, I like the smile you have. I like the smile you have on your face. I hope that the people sharing their stories will make you feel or help you feel some sort of hope. That's the whole reason we're doing this. I want you all to know that you're not alone. And by the way, like, I would be going crazy if I were in your position, because what do you do with those kids? They're going to climb the walls and they're going to...
we have a schedule. We put a schedule. We do breakfast, and we do study time. We do science. We do math. We go outside. We did a schedule. Yesterday was movie night. Today is game night. Tomorrow's karaoke night.
See, you're not giving yourself enough credit, Natasha. You got this down. You are good. You are good.
And then a glass of wine at the end of the day to kind of...
Look, I'm going to use my water bottle. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Listen, many blessings to you and the family.
Thank you. Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.
She got it down pat. Gosh, but ain't no rubric for just being on your own with the kids at home. And what you going to teach them, you know? Oh. Ay. I have a question, David. Okay, what's your question? I see, Junior. What's your question with 100 stop signs?
Hello, David.
Hello. Oh, I'm losing you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, bad Wi-Fi. Bad Wi-Fi. Let's see. All right. Bad Wi-Fi. Come on, thing. Open. It's a beautiful view. So I get to see the Empire State Building, which is there toward the left. And I can see One World Trade down the way, Hudson River. Nice view. Okay, so let me turn the camera back around, and then we'll bring somebody in. Esteban. Come on, Esteban.
Hi there.
Esteban.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, where are you in the world?
San Juan, Puerto Rico.
San Juan. Tell me about your new normal, my friend.
Yes, my new normal, it's kind of like my regular normal. I'm a graphic designer,
Okay.
and I work from home doing graphic design, but I'm also an actor, and all my my dates for shows have been canceled. So basically, that's what I'm doing here. Just working on graphic design since all my theater work is postponed.
Somebody tells me you're a comedian. I see a comment. He's a comedian.
Yeah. Right now there was a movie on theaters called Yerba Buena, which is also, I don't know what's going on with that production because it's on standstill. So it came out like 2 weeks before this, and we had the premiere, and everything was going good. And that's another thing that's on the let's see what happens next.
Money-wise, I mean, you're okay. I mean, you work freelance, so it's like if you don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah. I'm getting by with the graphic design, with illustration, but yeah, the theater was running from Thursday to Monday, all full with plays and shows, and basically my weekends were Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So now I don't have work for most of the week.
Mm. Listen, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you want to do a little routine or anything for everybody watching?
Yeah, I'm not sure if like these situation, like the comedy writes itself. I think like just watching you and what goes on, it's pretty funny because yeah, but be sure that I'll have a solid routine after all of this goes through. Yeah, definitely this is going to some stand-up. Also, talking to you because it's like, I think it's every like Puerto Ricans or comedians like to get a chance to talk to you is like you have reached a meme status here in Puerto Rico that is pretty like I almost feel like I'm talking to Bad Bunny. So
Well,
I mean,
well. Listen, you guys are meme masters. I've said that before. That nobody does funnier memes than the people of Puerto Rico. I'm serious. It's got to be. It's like it's your full-time job. But on top of that, yeah, y'all are pretty hilarious. Give us a little something, like I don't know, a little bit of a stand-up.
okay, so basically, like the way I noticed that I'm getting older is by that now I love going to Marshalls. Like I get so excited to go to Marshalls to redecorate like my house, and I always end up going like, oh, I'm gonna get a little hanger, and then I walk out with a giraffe coat thing. Like we don't even wear coats. Like we're in Puerto Rico, we don't wear coats, but I just bought a giraffe coat thing. So yeah, that's basically one of the routines, and that's how I noticed that I'm like I'm turning 30.
You're 30. I thought you were about to tell me you were much older, and I was going to compliment you for how young you look. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned the comedy shows, because there's been a couple of times where people have tagged me in a video, and it's a comedy show, and they're talking about me, and I'm like, well, they're either making fun of me, or they're saying something. So, and whatever it is, the crowd seems to be laughing. So I guess it went well. But
I have not seen a joke done about you that has been in bad taste.
Oh,
not
yeah,
to my knowledge.
Well, the problem is I only wish I could understand it. People tag me, oh, David, did you see it? David, did you see it? And it's completely lost on me because I got to call somebody to translate it for me. And so,
yeah.
But anyway, listen, nice to talk to you, and thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you, David. Keep watching David.
Thank you, Esteban. Good luck to you.
Nice. Thank you.
Esteban, do you speak Spanish? I do not speak Spanish. I wish I spoke Spanish. Oh, I so wish I spoke Spanish. It would be so great if I could speak Spanish. I wouldn't have to ask so many people to translate for me. I could enjoy the back and forth. Like, I mean, I truly, if I could change one thing by just snap. Hello.
Hello, David. Second time that we try to get here. Okay, Tanya from Guayama, Puerto Rico. Send you many greetings from Iserlohn, Germany. This is in the North Rhine-Westphalia area of Germany. This is close to Frankfurt and Düsseldorf.
You're in Germany?
Here, yes, I married a German. I've been living in Germany for 16 years.
Wow. Okay, so tell me about.
And ich kann auch Deutsch sprechen. We're here in Germany. The situation here actually have changed quite a bit.
Okay.
In comparison. We have been a little bit slower to control it, but schools are closed for 30 days until after the Easter holidays. So until the end of April, no schools. All association clubs, bars, museums, anything that will gather many people, they have been closed. Now the restaurants before could be open until 6 in the afternoon. Now they have until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Many stores are closing and taking this as a holiday because they cannot pay their employees. Some items in the supermarkets are gone, yet included toilet paper. So that is really a luxury. If you find a toilet paper in the supermarket, you are very lucky.
Right.
And if it's at the right price. Flour, noodles, all gone. Yeast, you could find baking powder, but yeast is all gone. But apart from that, we're enjoying a beautiful weather. Good, look, blue sky. We are on the 70s today. It's supposed to go down again. But we also close our borders with Switzerland, France, Luxembourg, and Austria. Only the borders to Belgium and Holland are still open because we get a lot of fruit and vegetables from them because the weather is different.
Are you required to stay in your home?
Not yet, but it might be coming because the other European nations are pushing Germany because we are the only one that don't have that curfew.
What about
in my
flights?
town?
Have they canceled flights?
Yeah, many flights. I was supposed to be now in Puerto Rico Saturday. And on Friday, my travel agent called me at noon. I said, Tanya, guess what? I said, no, don't. I said, yep. Flight has been canceled. Lufthansa had lost about $500,000 this month, only cancellations. But thanks God, because they cancel and not me, I get a refund for my ticket. And many of the apartments also are refunding. But for example, restaurants have been hit very badly.
Yeah.
And it's very sad. You barely see people on the street.
Yeah.
However, on the big cities like Berlin, Frankfurt, they have the problem that there's no school, but the kids and the teenagers are gathering together just to have fun. And some people actually are making what they call the coronavirus get-together. They say coronavirus treffen. And they get together, 15, 20, 30 people, and have a big party because they cannot go to a club.
But wait a minute. We're supposed to be social distancing. Are they not telling people that?
Yeah, well, one thing is what you hear, and what they tell you, and what you do. And because those people are not respecting the law, they might then shut it down for everybody, which are really very sad, because in my town, we are respecting that.
Yeah.
And for the kids that need elementary school kids, they need to burn their energy. So it's very bad. So they're doing actually online school. So they are sending, they have systems here that they could get together. They're using a product from Microsoft. And then they could have, just like you and me, they could have classes or they send in the homeworks per email. And if the kids has questions, then they could contact the teacher per Skype and they answers. Universities are also closed. Everything for a month. And of course, people are buying a lot and stocking as I am in hurricane mode. For me, I'm prepared for a hurricane because nobody knows what's going to happen. So you have to stack up. And that is called in Germany, that's a very funny term, it's called hamster shopping. So you go, you search for things and you store. And that is a very funny term here, hamstering. But I know that from the war because I'm myself a writer and I've been doing for the last 12 years oral history research on the World War II, and in German, and in many of my stories, people would tell me after the war, they were hamster, and then looking for things, and put the little bit that they found, they put it away. So that became a term. You go hamster.
Wow.
Hamster einkaufen.
Wow. So we got a German perspective. Thank you for that. How do I say thank you in German?
Dankeschön.
Okay, right.
Danke. Das ist nicht schwer. Danke.
Danke.
Danke. Schön.
Schön. Danke schön. Danke schön.
Danke schön. Siehst du? It's not difficult. And before I leave, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. If it wasn't for you, I would have never known what happened in my island after Maria. I was in Oxford, England, vacationing with my husband when that happened, and I cracked in Cambridge at the cathedral. I just went out, and that's when I lost it, and I really cried like a baby, and my husband had to hold me, and only through you I was able to keep, because here in Germany we did not exist. We have probably a 30-second spot in 2 news channels and in the radio, and that was it. Nothing else. Wow. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, from all we Puerto Ricans that live in Europe, because you are our voice, you are our face, and you are our ears. And without you, nobody will know about you. So God bless you, and you are really somebody very special. You have no idea how thankful I am. And I'm sure that I speak for many.
Danke schön.
Danke schön. Bitte schön.
Bye-bye.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I think this person has been waiting for a while.
Hello, David.
Hello.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you took my request. Oh, sorry.
What is your name and where are you?
I am Diane, and I'm right here in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Mexico. Okay, so tell me about your new normal.
All right, well, I'm a student of medicine right here. Okay. Right now, we don't have classes until April 20. They are canceled.
Okay.
And they have been trying to give us some classes online, but that's not for sure, so I don't know what will happen next.
Okay. Are you allowed to go outside? What's the situation?
Yes, we're allowed to go outside. I think that there were 2 cases confirmed here in Jalisco. I feel that there are more in Mexico City. I'm not sure. But me and my housemates are staying home just to be careful, even though we don't, there's no law or nothing. We're just staying home.
How many housemates?
Just one. From Puerto Rico. We are from Puerto Rico.
From Puerto Rico. I love the flag. Where are you from in Puerto Rico?
Vega Alta.
Vega Alta, of course. Where Lin-Manuel's family's from.
Yes, that town. Yeah,
the Mirandas. So, what are you studying to be? A doctor?
Mm-hmm. A generalist. Yes.
I love that. Yeah. Do you have? I've been asking people. Are you afraid?
I will say I'm not afraid of myself. I'm more afraid of the elderly. For example, I really wanted to go back to Puerto Rico in this time that I don't have nothing to do here because I don't have to study. But I was afraid to go there with the virus, like if I catch it in the airport or any other area. And I didn't want to pass it to my family, especially my mom, because she's old. And I'm sorry, but I don't feel that the Puerto Rico government will have the capacity to control it if it go crazy. So just thinking about the other people, yes, I'm afraid, but not for myself, I would say. Like for the vulnerable people. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, thanks for giving us a little perspective from Mexico.
Mexico, say. Yeah, well, thank you for what you're doing. Like all of the other people, I really want to thank you for that time during Hurricane Maria, because I was back in Chicago for that time. And the only thing I could see and know about the island was through your posts on social media and everything. So I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I received that thanks, and thank you.
All right. Well, you be safe. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Amen. You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mexico. All right, so we talked to Mexico, we talked to Germany, we talked to some folks in the Midwest. By the way, somebody asked about homelessness. The people who are homeless on the island, the governor released some kind of statement last night that talked about that. I don't have it in front of me, but the government is addressing it. Hi.
Hola, David.
What is your name?
My name is Yaras.
Yaras.
I'm from Puerto Rico, but I live in South Korea.
Oh, shoot. Now we're in South Korea. All right now. Okay, so I'm really interested to talk to you because the South Koreans have done, I mean, they've sort of become a leader in the world at containing this.
Right.
So tell me what it is, what's happening where you are.
I'll try to give you as detailed information as I can, because there has been so much stuff going on here. Currently, we are not forced to stay home. Okay. So it's not like in Puerto Rico that they're in lockdown. So what we're doing is like, I just feel like the community here, people are very willing to follow the orders from the government. So we don't have that problem that people are just hanging out in big groups or anything. So people automatically just like cancel things and just go home. So for me, I've been home since February 21st, so almost a month. And I've gone out only to buy food. Also, like, delivery system is really good here. So you don't really have to go out that much. You just order groceries and stuff online. And I only met friends like once in this whole time. So it's been really difficult to marry. But the government is doing a great job controlling the pandemic here.
Because they're testing. You guys are testing what I think I heard like 20,000
like crazy
tests a day.
Yes. Yeah. So what happened was the first initial like boom, the explosion of the virus was a person that belongs to a cult. That person, there's the really big cult here in Korea called Shincheonji, and this cult is humongous in Korea. And there was a group of these people who traveled to China when the outbreak happened in China. And I don't, they blame this mostly on one person, which is one lady that lied to the government, like, about being in China. And then she went to her sect or church, and she spread it all over her church. And that church had like hundreds of members. So she attended the church like 4 times. And she is blamed for the mass spread of the virus.
That's who they call Patient 31. I mean, I've read a news article.
Right, that lady. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So she's like the one to blame for, well, they blame on her, right? But also the sect, because the sect was not, given the government the list of the members so that they could be tested. And so because the leader of the cult was not given that information, then the government could not track them down and test them. But eventually he did do it, and he actually apologized to the people of Korea. But by then, the damage had been done because thousands of people got infected because of them, because there is such a big cult here. And many of them were hiding because then they didn't want to be connected to the cult because of the backlash of the people. But the government is doing such an amazing job because we have maps that tells us exactly where all the people who have been infected have visited or live. So right now I can look at that map and I can see exactly where all the infected people near my area are or were. I can see how many people, there's another website that tells me exactly how many people around me to a certain distance, how many people around me are sick. The government constantly sends alerts whenever there's like a cluster of spread. Yeah. So whenever there's a cluster near you, the government sends a message, an alert message, to tell you, like, if you were in this place, go get tested. If you were in this other place, and they're so good at tracking like where the person was that sometimes these alerts have a link that you can go to and see exactly where that person went. And then if you were at that place, then you can go and get tested free. The quarantine, I heard, because I haven't been there, it's free. So the government is giving incentives also to people because they're giving some money to families because everybody's struggling economically. So people who are struggling economically, they're given like 300 to 500,000 won, which would be like $300 or $500, about that much. Schools have been delayed 3 times already. So as for now, we're starting on April 6th. I'm an English teacher here, so like that affects me. But some teachers are not getting paid. Those teachers who work at private institutes, English teachers, foreigners for Koreans are not getting paid. Some of them I'm getting paid, thank God. So yeah.
This has been wildly informative and fascinating.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, really, the Korean government has earned my respect, to be honest.
I mean, the reason that's astounding to hear is because who says that about a government, right? I mean, you know, it's interesting. Wow, your perspective has been so valuable. Thank you for
Thank you.
in.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your day. What time of day is it there now?
It's 12:23 a.m. of Thursday 12 a.m.
Thursday. Get some rest.
I will. It's just, no class, so I go to sleep too late.
Yeah.
It's my vacation.
Go to sleep too late and wake up too late.
Exactly.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. My very best.
Thank you. Thank you, you too.
Somebody's asking
Yes.
what your Instagram handle is so people can follow.
Oh, thank you. It is On My Way to Korea Official. There's another one. So just On My Way to Korea Official.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
Bye,
right.
David.
Bye. Okay. On my way to Korea. I've never been to Korea.
Waking up. Hello. Hi. Oh my God. I didn't think you were gonna call me. I just pressed the button. Wait, give me a second.
What is your, well, I'm having a hard time. There we go. What's your name?
My name is Patricia. Patricia.
Patricia. And where are you in the world?
I'm in LA right now.
Okay. What are things like in LA?
Well, in LA, I think everybody's, at least people in my circle, are starting to take things seriously and they're staying inside. I'm a musician, I'm an artist, and a tattoo artist, so I'm constantly just drawing and practicing, just keeping busy at this time.
No clients though, right?
Funny enough, like at the beginning, I got a couple. I just took some very personal, like close friends.
Yeah.
But now I'm not taking any clients. Yeah.
Well, the reason I ask is because, you know, my partner Jeremy is a colorist, right? So he does hair, and he shut down his business. He thinks they're going to shut down his salon soon, but he took himself out of commission. And the reality is, if he ain't working, he ain't getting paid, right? I have the benefit, blessing, and the privilege, quite frankly, of having a job where I get paid even when I'm on vacation, or I get paid when I'm sick and stuff like that. So, and I said to him, babe, what are you going to do? Are you going to like take one-on-one clients? And he's starting to think about, you know, clients do want to get their hair done, but, you know, is it a good idea for them to come to him or vice versa, you know?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation right now for us freelancers, definitely. I'm also a professional singer, so all my gigs got canceled in New York. I do bi-coastal gigging, and daytime I do tattooing. So it's been rough. I've taken a hit, you know, in both sides of my business. So this is really a time for artists to reinvent themselves. We're doing a lot of live streaming. I'm actually interviewing a friend of mine that's from China that's also a musician on Saturday, that she really wants to open up the conversation about how artists can make a living now, or just how they did it in China, and what she's telling.
How did they do it?
Well, I think what she told me is that they really got very active on their social media. They did videos, like professional looking videos from home. And in a way right now for musicians, the same way it was in Puerto Rico after the hurricane, we just feel this responsibility to keep people uplifted. So, you know, we're writing.
Amen. Amen. I couldn't agree more. And now, now listen, you can't be telling me you're a professional singer without offering some of that professional song.
Okay. Si por casualidad duermes y sueñas que te acaricia la brisa y sientes que el rocío mañanero besa tiernamente tu mejilla y el aroma del café te hace cosquillas. Seguro sueñas que estás en Puerto Rico.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good.
I gotta say thank you to you, because last year you posted one of my videos when we were protesting.
Wait. I remember. Yes.
Yeah. That's me.
I remember. Yes, that was you. I thought I recognized the picture on your Instagram, which, by the way, people are asking for your account. What is it?
Oh, my account is Melo, MELO _Gia, Melo Gia. So Melo, like melody, but Melo _ Gia, GIA _ music. That's where
I remember you sending it to me, and again, I recognize. Where are you in LA, by the way?
I'm in Harbor City. Right now.
Harbor City. Where I have a house in LA still. Where is Harbor City?
Harbor City is close to San Pedro. It's pretty close to San Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah, in between LA and Long Beach.
Got it. Don't you love Don't you love that area?
I do. I was displaced after the hurricane. That's why I'm here. I've been moving around. I moved to 3 different cities. I lived 7 months in each city, and I couldn't find a place to call home. And when I finally got here, I was like, yeah, I think I'm staying here. This feels familiar. And I have friends here.
That makes my heart happy that you were embraced, and there's another Boricua in Southern California.
Yeah, we're out here. We're making the best of it. I feel very resilient to this because of what we went through in Maria. This is actually not too bad. And I've just been telling everybody, please just put things into perspective. Like, we went through a government shutdown, but we had no power, no water, no communication. Right now we're having this human connection with everybody. We're calling. We know we're watching Netflix, we're relaxing. If it turns out that you've been working without and you haven't had a break, you know, we just got to look at the positive, and that's just what
That's a powerful reflection, my friend, but I'm also mindful that it's hard to tell people when they're going through hell that your hell isn't as bad as my hell. So I'm glad you said it, because I would never want to say, well, the people of Puerto Rico went through it worse than you have it here. But that's such an honest reflection, and I like, that's great context. Like, yeah, y'all were, it was a complete collapse, and you didn't have access to your house. You didn't have the lights and the Netflix and all. Yeah, good point. No delivery.
I would never try to say that my hell is.
On behalf of Instagram, I apologize. After an hour, it cuts me off.
Oh,
yeah.
It's okay.
And listen, I didn't want to suggest that you were comparing, you know, your tragedy to someone else's, but it just, you really have good context that you bring up. I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah, that's all we can do. Just
yeah.
Keep perspective. You know?
Amen. Listen, I love the singing, and anybody watching right now who wants to hear her sing, go to the Instagram live that I just posted. So what I did for the hour, I was able to share on my story. So go watch it, and you can see her. Listen, I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Many blessings.
Thank you. Take care.
Right.
Thank you. And I know everybody says it, but I have to say it too, because I've never spoken to you. Thank you. Thank you for telling our story. I really appreciate you.
You can count on me to continue.
Please do.
I love. So again, for you guys wondering, her handle is MELO _ GIA _ music. Milo _ Gia _ music.
Yes.
Bye, love.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
She had a beautiful voice. Oh, what she sang. That was so pretty. Okay, here we go. Nina. So I've got another 25 minutes that I can do this, and then I have an interview. Trump to dispatch hospital ship to New York City harbor. Oh, wow, that's some breaking news. Oh, he's sending the Comfort. Hi.
Hi.
So I'm watching some breaking news as I bring you on. So President Trump is sending the hospital ship Comfort to New York harbor. The Comfort is what they sent to Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria, and it was not used properly. Unfortunately, not as many people could get on the boat that needed to get on the boat, but that's a separate story. What is your name?
My name is Natalie.
Natalie, where are you in the world?
Okay, so let me see if I can guide you. I am from Puerto Rico. I live in Philadelphia, but I'm currently in Santo Domingo. I'm a flight attendant.
Okay, all right, I followed that. Okay, I followed that. All right, so I'm curious for your perspective, because I talked to a flight attendant, Andrea Fernandez, who lives in Puerto Rico, who works for a major U.S. airline, and said, I'm not traveling for a week. I live with my parents. They have underlying health conditions I'm concerned about. So I want to hear your perspective, because you're still flying, and a lot of people are nervous to fly right now.
So this is very interesting. As we were landing yesterday in Santo Domingo, we received the news that the president of Santo Domingo is doing a shutdown for the next 15 days starting tomorrow. So we really are not sure if we are going to be able to leave Santo Domingo tomorrow. As for now, our airline says that everything should be okay, but the shutdown starts at 6 and our flight is at 6 a.m.
And this is in the Dominican Republic?
Correct.
Okay, what airline do you work for?
For Delta.
Okay. And so Delta, what is Delta telling you at this point? Can they get you out sooner?
That's where we are hoping. We are still waiting for them to get back to us. I understand that I'm pretty sure the overwhelming calls, because things are changing rapidly in different, countries and locations. In New York base alone, we're talking about 4,000 flight attendants. So I can imagine. I'm also one of the flight attendants that volunteered to do a leave for the month of April, and they are.
What is that? What does that mean? A leave? So
they call it PLOC, which is, since everyone is getting hit financially, they are offering leave, meaning that you can still be an active flight attendant, but just not be in an active schedule for your following month. It first started only for 30 days, but things have progressed, as been increasingly for not only just for April, but they're offering unpaid leave for May, June, and July.
So this leave you're taking, you're not going to get paid?
No.
Okay, so you have a little nest egg built up. You'll be okay.
Luckily, we we did get a profit sharing the month of February, and luckily I saved that money, so that's my cushion. And I just got a car, so it's just very nerve wracking, but I think everything will be okay. It's just very surreal. Just going to the airports, the flights, it doesn't feel. It feel like my whole life changed in a whole week. It just doesn't feel normal going to the grocery, the streets being completely empty, or going to the airport and people are in their mask or.
Was the flight fairly empty heading into Santo Domingo?
This rotation is a 3-day rotation. Each flight I had 2 flights, and when I saw my rotation at the beginning of the month, it was completely full each leg. Then it went increasingly just being empty and empty. But tomorrow, our flight was more than half empty, and now because of the shutdown, we are oversold. So
people trying to get out.
There will be people stranded here for the next 15 days.
And what are you doing? Last question. What are you doing to protect yourself when you're on the plane? Are you wearing a mask, gloves? Like, what are y'all doing?
We are allowed to wear gloves. Delta is trying to prepare flights with Sani wipes and soap, but some of the products they're not even not accessible, but they don't have enough to accommodate all the flights. And I think sometimes when we do have the products, prior flights take or use most of it, so the following flight or crew don't have enough to use.
Right.
So you kind of have to bring on your own products if you have any access. Like, I have been trying to find rubbing alcohol for a week, and it's been very difficult. Something so simple that costs maybe $2, and not have access to it.
So when you get home, is this your last trip, or no? You have no. April's the month, so you've got a little bit more through the end of March.
Yes, I am still in schedule for the next 2 weeks. Yesterday we also had a crew member who had to be pulled out of our rotation because they threw out a list of at least 33 countries, and if any flight attendant had flown to any of those countries, had to self-quarantine.
Pull you out.
So he had to be pulled out because he had come from one of those countries. So
that's the safe thing to do. I mean, it's the responsible thing to do. You know, it's the socially responsible thing to do. Listen, I'm sure glad to hear from you from that perspective. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, David.
All right, be well. Bye-bye. So a lot of you have asked to see Paddington. So Patty Cakes, you want to say hello? Can they see you? Can y'all see him? You see him? There's the boy. There's the boy. There's the boy. See, I'm just Weston. Yeah, see, I'm Weston, Daddy. See, I was being a bit of a nightmare earlier because I wanted Daddy to throw the ball and he wasn't paying attention, so I started barking a lot. Okay, so we'll do one or two more before I have to jump and do this interview at noon.
Hey, David.
Hi. Oh, we talked the other day, right?
Yeah, and I'm here today at work. I mean, you can't see it that well. I mean, there's a plane over there.
You're a flight attendant. You live in Dallas-Fort Worth, and you work for American.
Yes.
So are you about to get on a flight now?
I'm about to get on a flight that is delayed. So I got called from home to cover the flight. Coming to work, it was empty, man. It was scary. It's scarily empty.
So we just talked to a flight attendant from Delta, who works for Delta, who's in Santo Domingo. She's still flying. Is American offering you guys the same thing if you want to take a month off and not be paid and all that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They're even offering early retirement with some benefits for now. it's kind of scary because a lot of our workforce are on that age group that is high risk.
Yeah.
So just for today, that I know I have a lot of friends that still live in Puerto Rico and come to Dallas to work, and if they suspend that route, like if the government of Puerto Rico, she said she wanted to have at least 14 days. Those are people that if they're in the island, they can't go to work. So thinking about it, yeah, I was seeing a lot of, yeah.
Are you working because you need the money, or are you working because you feel a responsibility to help, or both?
Honestly, both. But if I had to be laid off, I have hopefully 3 months that I could cover my bills. I learned that the hard way. If I have to, I don't want to take the leave yet because it's too early. But if I have to be for a few months, I hope the economy bounce back and people after being home for so long want to travel and go somewhere. So I hope.
Amen. 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 Well, listen, thank you. Have a very safe flight. And I'm glad we checked in with you again.
Thank you, David. Awesome.
You're welcome. Okay.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye. I'm glad we were able to hear from 2 flight attendants. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see.
David.
Hello there.
What's up?
How are you? Have we chatted before?
No, I haven't been here chatting with you.
You looked familiar. What's your name and where are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, the governor has a press conference every day. Just normal.
Okay. And so what's your name?
I'm Joseph.
Joseph. So what are you doing to fill your time each day, Joseph? What's your new normal like?
I have talking to my friends, playing Nintendo Switch. Yesterday I went to work. So completely
what type of
normal.
work do you do?
I'm on a Hotel La Concha.
Oh, you work at La Concha, yeah.
Yeah.
So hotels are allowed to.
When you went to Puerto Rico, that you were on the south, that one of the days I saw you in Serafina.
Yes, of
I
course.
saw you, but you didn't saw me.
I didn't see you. Well, I see you now. So yeah, hotels are one of those essential services where people are allowed to work. So that's good. That's good. And I'm glad.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
Like you said the other day, there's a curfew. And yesterday I was with one of my workmates, and he was taking me home. And one federal policeman stopped us. Where are you from? Where are you coming from? And we were like, sir, we were from La Concha, and we're getting out of work right now. So
good. And they let you go. They let you go.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Well, Joseph, I'm glad to have heard that perspective of somebody who's working in the hotel business, because you have an exemption under the governor's order and you are allowed to work. So I wish you all my best.
I wish you all your best. My best to you back.
Thank you, Joseph. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
He looked so familiar. I thought we had talked to him before.
How's it going, David?
Hello. Good.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Just got
What's
up,
your
so
name?
my fault for looking a little. My name's Christian Milian. I've hit you up a few times on Instagram. You came to Yale to speak one time. I'm a Yale undergrad junior. I'm at home currently, of course, under quarantine. So, yeah, chilling here right now.
So you're in Connecticut?
I'm Connecticut, yeah. I live in Connecticut. I live in Waterbury, Connecticut, so like half an hour away from Yale. I'm fortunate.
Right, so I'm sorry. Go ahead. Unfortunately,
No.
what?
I said I'm fortunate because I'm fortunate because when other students were kind of forced out of campus, we were forced, students were forced out during the spring break that we had. So we have a 2-week spring break. And so I had a bunch of friends who were still on campus because they're low-income students, and they suddenly had to like pack up and just head right out. So I was fortunate enough to be like close to home and not have that sort of situation or enough of a financial burden to have to be on campus during that time. But it's like really sad to see. Yeah.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing, man. It makes us realize how privileged we are. Even, you know,
it does.
Privilege has different tiers, right? And so,
yeah.
You don't have to have $1 billion to be privileged, you know. So that's great.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great perspective. Is there anything you want us to know about your new normal?
I'm just really at home, kind of worried about, I guess, more so like how like my friends are getting by.
Yes.
Because Yale kind of has this, I guess like a duality, right, of students. We have students who are very high income, have very stable, secure households, and then we have students who are very low income, don't necessarily have Wi-Fi in the household. They're moving classes online, don't necessarily feel safe in their homes. They rely on Yale health insurance. They rely on Yale's mental health services. They rely on just being able to go to the library and, you know, study. So I live in like you might be hearing some like chatter and like movement in the background because I live in a very small apartment, you know. So like for me, online class is going to be like a little difficult, but not as much of a difficulty as it's going to be for a bunch of other students.
Do you live with somebody in that apartment? Do you live with somebody in that apartment?
So I'm with like my family right now in Waterbury, Connecticut. So I live with my mom, my dad, and my brother. Yeah.
And are y'all practicing social distancing in the house?
Within the household, not particularly, no. I think for us it's like especially difficult just because of how small the apartment itself is. We have it's like a two bedroom apartment, so for us to, you know, practice social distancing within the household, it's going to be kind of difficult. You know, we've been trying to be as clean as possible, you know, washing our hands when we come in, washing our clothes whenever possible. So we've been practicing, you know, those forms of being hygienic and sort of taking that extra precaution, but it's just, you know, it's difficult. And I can only imagine how difficult it is for other folks, for homeless folks, for other family members, for people who have to constantly be out, right? For people who have family, like I'm fortunate enough to have we're a family of 4, but what about families of like 6, 7 people who like are running out of food consistently, have to constantly go out, have to come back, may live in like the same size household. Like I think it's going to be a difficult time for a lot of folks that a lot of people maybe like aren't necessarily thinking about. So I think that's honestly my biggest concern. I'm not really concerned for us. I'm really like blessed that like we have our health, and you know that I'm healthy, that my parents are healthy right now, that my brother's healthy. Like that's honestly like all I could really ask for at this time.
Amen. Christian, thanks for joining in.
Yeah. No problem at all. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. I like really appreciate what you're doing, and I hope you continue this. I hope I'm able to talk to you some other time, and I really appreciate you for also having Danielle yesterday. I messaged you. I got the opportunity to meet Danielle while I was at Yale just before all of this hit. A great individual. Added me to Boricua's at Yale chat, and they were all so hyped up and like proud of him for like being on Instagram Live with you. So we really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
I love that there's a Boricua chat at Yale. That's awesome. You're more than welcome. I thank you.
There is. Yeah, I just figured about. Yeah.
I love it. I wish you all the best. Have a good day. All right. Bye.
You as well. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay, so let's try and do one more. Let's see. Come on, button. Come on, button. I think this lady's been waiting for a while. Oh. I thought she said a while ago, please add me. And it says she's unable to join. Don't know. One more, and then I got to go do an interview. I'm about to do an interview regarding a private lab in Puerto Rico that is in the process of being up and running to start testing in Puerto Rico, to actually do the test for COVID and get results on the scene within a matter of hours, same day results. Hi.
Hi,
Hi, what's your name?
my name is Socorro from Puerto Rico,
Nice to meet you. Where are you in Puerto Rico?
in Carolina.
Catalina. So you guys are under a curfew
Yeah,
pretty much around the
yeah.
clock. So tell me about your new normal. What is life like?
I'm working with my students from my house.
You're
So I'm now connecting them with Google Classroom. So I'm teaching and giving work and explaining from a distance.
awesome. Do all of your students have access to a computer in order to be able to get on?
Yeah, because we are in a private school. So all our students have computers and have everything. And we are working, and my husband too. He's an engineer and he's working from the house. So we are here,
Wow,
you know.
this is terrific. And so your kids are signed in right now.
Yeah, I'm talking to them.
Well, I hope they're not watching this Instagram because they know that their teacher's not paying attention.
Yeah, I'm streaming with them, with all my groups and also my principals.
Yeah.
We are also, you know, in communicating. So it's the new reality.
It is the new reality. And there's a lot of kids whose schools don't have the privilege
Yeah.
that yours does to have Google
Yeah,
Classroom.
especially the public sector is very difficult to other teachers, but we are in the private sector is more easy. We have two platforms, so we have Google Classroom and we have Plus Portals, and we put our work in both platforms, and the students and the parents are all aware of the work what we doing day by day.
I hear you. Well, listen, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, that's good. So have a nice day.
You too, ma'am. You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, well, we have heard from just a wealth of wonderful people today. So you can go back and look at the Instagram live that I did for an hour prior to this. Once I end this, I will share it as well, and you guys can go back and look at whatever you'd like. So I'm going to go do the interview with the private lab officials. I believe they're in Arecibo. So we will do another one like this tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'll post something alerting everyone and join in. Okay? Have a good day.